So there has been somewhat of a graded gem update in the UK and the US, to be fair. Essentially, graded gem will no longer be affiliated with PSA. And there's rumours that that's going to happen with all middleman services in the UK. I've got cards with graded gem at the moment, and I've used ludkins before. Admittedly, I haven't used ludkins for quite a while because I stepped out of the Pokemon trading card game. Mainly, I just sort of squirreled away a few cards over the years. But at the moment, I've got about 40 cards away at PSA at the moment. But graded gem have said that they will obviously prioritise getting those back, which, to be fair, is completely understandable because they've obviously paid PSA for the grading, and they need to get paid by all of us who are using the middleman services, etc., etc. But as Z&G Emporium said yesterday in a video, it was to be expected if you think about it. If you think about PSA closing for 3 months, what is a middleman service going to do for 3 months? Not a lot. So they've had to cut staff down. I think there's only 3 people left at graded gem, which is completely understandable. There's rumours that other middleman services such as ludkins will also be not folding but ceasing to trade with PSA. I would imagine that the rumours of ace grading would have been a safety net that they would have thought of. Like graded gem and Randolph would have thought of, okay, there must have been rumours flying around, and they created ace grading as a backup plan. I would imagine, and most of this is going to be speculation, none of it's going to be fact now. I would imagine PSA would have put potentially PSA UK out to tender in the UK, and they would have, I would have thought, asked the 2 of the biggest UK middleman companies in the UK, which is graded gem and Ludkins Collectibles, to tender. Now, there's no word from Ludkins at the moment. Last time I checked, there was no word from Ludkins whatsoever. And obviously graded gem, with a minimal bit of research, including what was on a podcast, ace grading is coming to the UK. As it stands, the biggest UK competition will be Get Graded, which they messed up big time at the start. At the moment, there's a lot of rumours about artificial price inflation and things like that. So, but we also don't know what experience the people have behind the grading. Whereas with ace grading, graded gem have had years of pre-grades. So has Ludkins Collectibles, to be honest. If there's 2 companies in the UK that I would expect to bring out their own grading service, it would be graded gem and Ludkins Collectibles. I've done a bit of digging. I couldn't find anything backed by anyone else in Ludkins, but graded gem is obviously going to be ace grading going forward under a completely new name. So there's I would like to think there's going to be a PSA UK branch, and it could be that it's going to be just a PSA owned middleman service where they then send the cards off to the US, which if I was PSA, I would completely get it because that's another revenue stream. Or you start grading the UK. I can see PSA EU, where there might be an office in France. If prior to Brexit, I would say that the UK would have been the hub for anything going over to the US, or anything from the EU to be graded as well, because the UK, London especially, was like the trading centre. Now, not so much. I don't think we're going to get PSA UK as a grader. I think we're going to get PSA UK as a middleman service. I also think there's going to be a PSA EU in France as another middleman service, potentially another one in another part, maybe more Central Europe, maybe go over to Germany, that sort of way. It'd be interesting to see what happens over the next few months, because bulk submissions are never going to happen, or not until 2022. The guy who is currently CEO of PSA has said bulk submissions will come back because he is a collector at heart, but they obviously need to reduce the amount coming in. I've got a lot of cards, as I said. I've got well over 100 cards that I need to go in, which for me is a lot of cards. I know for some people that's just a normal sort of Tuesday morning, but for me, it's a lot of cards. It's a lot of money. And I don't want to be paying $25-30 a card. I can't be paying that. It's just not financially viable at all. Don't get me wrong, I earn all right money, but for myself, I'm not paying that. So it's just going to be interesting. I think I'm going to hold out until I'm going to hold out until I know what PSA is doing. But I do quite fancy using some of the other grading services just to see what they're like. I mean, PSA have bought out Wata, which is a game grading company, and they are one of the best. The only downside was they had no database. Obviously, with PSA taking them over and PSA having a strong database, that's going to be interesting. So they're going to do a Wata UK, a Wata EU, because at the moment you have to send everything over to the States, which is an absolute pain in the bum. And obviously having a station that's closer to home will get quicker returns. So the next, we're in July. The next 3 months is going to be critical, I think. I think there's going to be a lot coming to light soon. I mean, I think Pokerand has an update coming in the next day or two. So I would expect there to be a huge update, and they're going to be coming out and saying, we're launching our own grading service. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Ludkins do the same. But I think we're going to get an officially licensed PSA UK hub that will ship things off to the US. I don't think there'll be grading in the UK. Not yet. I think there'll be training graders because it's not a quick process. And over the next 3 years or so, we might have a PSA EU/UK where the grading is actually done in-house in the EU/UK. Fingers crossed anyway, because as I say, I've got cards to send. I want to get them sent. I like them in slabs. I like to display them. When they're not in slabs, I'm always worried they're going to get damaged. That's why I started grading cards to begin with. It wasn't to increase the value, believe it or not. It's just the way that my channel has grown over time. It's become more that orientated. But for me, the first cards that I graded were cards that I pulled from a first edition Team Rocket booster box myself. That I was stupid enough to have all of my original cards just completely destroyed or stolen or left in the house when we moved. So fingers crossed, we'll know what's going on in the next 2 to 3 months.